Alright, I'm just gonna go on a quick rant here. They need to fix this game. Like, it's good. It's good. Like everything, all the mechanics, I like everything about it. Like you could be a guessing game. You cause the characters, you cause them to do things, get them out of their comfort zone. I like that fact. But like I hate I hate it that the Rising Rush is such a mechanic in the game that it plays a high role in like getting rid of the enemy's unit. Like it can you can do like half a bar of damage to someone, and then they you swap out trying to save that person from possibly dying. But then they just use a Rise and Rush after you swap out that character, and then they just straight up mollywop one of your characters, and it's just like you're down to only two people by that because of the Rising Rush. It's just like, and they make it so like if you miss the Rising Rush, it's such a bad thing. Like I miss how it used to be, where you would be able to use a Rising Rush, and you would go straight up through them, and then you can go off rip with a melee card if you wanted to. I miss it being like that. Like that's how they should make it. Like honestly, they should make the Rise and Rush like a auto counter mechanic. Like where it's just like it works how it's working. You know how people use their Rise and Rush like mid counter. Like they'll do it so they can like if someone's using a blast card or if they're using a tackle early or using a strike card, people use their Rise and Rush. What I think it should do is it should just counter their tackle or their attack. It's just we gotta change the mechanic. I like how Fighter Z, where like you would use it, you use your like your sparking, and it makes it so your character gets stronger, and he's like buffed up and he takes less damage. Like they can do that with this. They can make it so like your character uses it, so it's like, and it has a time limit. It's like, yo, if you use it, and you start taking damage, it's not that big of a deal because you're taking less damage. But if you use it, you're doing being really good on the offense, then you can just like straight up smack someone with it. But like it's not based off of guessing a card. If you go that, if you know what I mean, it's based off of because like if you go watch this game, like watch someone play, like go to a championship and you watch these two guys play, and they go down to a rising rush. Like instead of watching them go back and forth, like say if there's like one last two people alive, they instead of going back and forth, they're just gonna go like boom, rise and rush, and now it's just based off of luck. If this goes through, this guy wins the trophy. If it goes through, it's based off of if the other guy guesses his card. No, it wasn't because hey I outplayed him. It's because if this goes through and it just if it mollywops him, if it straight up smacks him. Otherwise, if it doesn't go through, the other guy still has his ultimate ready, and he has a full set of hands, you know, to throw to smack this out of orbit. Like, what is that? That's so dumb. Like, that's really that's like boring. That's not something I would want to see. I wouldn't want to go to a tournament and watch people just use Rise and Rush the entire time, because like it's you get it like within the first 20 seconds. That is a superb advantage because like if you are just straight up hitting the other person, getting them, they're not using any of their cards because you're just destroying them, and then you use a Rise and Rush, they're down to like to two people, and then if you land that Rise and Rush, it's just it's dumb. Like it's about if I do this, if it lands, like I shouldn't have to guess if it's gonna land. They gotta change the mechanic. They really do. I just think how it should be how it was. Like just either make it like an auto counter or it's like a force vanish. So like if they get hit by it, it'll just knock them back, and then you start a combo. It's just like a free combo. Otherwise, it's an auto counter. Like if they throw an ultimate out at you, obviously if you throw your Rise and Rush late, and they're like already about to hit you with their ultimate, or if like their super attack that's close up, it's just ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. I think they just got to change the mechanic of it. That's just all it is. Just change it so it's not like nuke 'em. Like you could nuke a character with one move. I just don't think it should be like that. Just like I said, to make it a counter or make it so it forces a vanish. That's all you can do. That's all you should do. I would say if it forces a vanish, you shouldn't be allowed to go straight off with the strike card like how it used to be. You shouldn't be able to do that just because if it goes down to the last person, I don't know, maybe. I don't know what you guys would think if anyone's going to watch this. But anyways, I just feel like they need to nerf the Rise and Rush to the degree where it just doesn't do damage, but it'll give you it'll put you in at an advantage. Sorry, I stutter a lot. As soon as they do that though, as soon as they do something with that Rise and Rush and make it so it's more skill based than luck based, because sometimes like when you're straight up doing damage to these people and they use their Rise and Rush before you do, and you're doing great against them, it somehow feels like they get their second Rise and Rush super quick, like super quick, and like it's so bad. It can turn the tides if it's just by a lot, like a landslide. If someone else can just get a counter on you and just nothing you can do about it. It's just based off of luck. It's like there's no skill in it. I just that's all my rant is on this thing. Like I just think they just need to change the mechanic of the Rise and Rush. I don't know if anyone is really gonna watch this video or whatever. I could have throw like some gameplay in the background, but this is just something I feel like that needs to be said. Like Rise and Rush is just it's such a broken mechanic, and then people getting it 2 times while before you can really even use it once, or if you just use it once but they use it 2 times. I'll have those moments where I'll dodge their Rise and Rush, right? But it's just like 30 seconds in, they'll just get another Rise and Rush like almost instantly. Like I've never seen three. I've never seen three Rise and Rushes from the enemy. I've only seen two. I have not seen three. If I find out there's a way to get three Rise and Rushes into a match, like that's just ridiculous because that's one for each character, and it's just too much damage. It's too much damage for a game that's supposed to be competitive, and it's not competitive because it's really luck based. But either way, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's more just a rant about the Rising Rush, and I just feel like this would impact the game much more positively, yeah, than it actually is. And I just want to get rid of that randomization. I mean, like I'm okay with you can have the paralyze, you can have all that stuff in here because there's characters that can counter that. There's characters that have like nullify. There's characters like Baby who doesn't even get paralyzed. But I mean, obviously, if he gets hit by Super 17 and he's on the bench, he's gonna get caught with that paralyzed because he's on the bench. But if you throw him out there and you let him take it, he won't get paralyzed. But obviously, you're not gonna throw your blue out there in front of his green. So, but there's people like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. You let him get hit by it. He stops it with three abnormal conditionings. He has three of them. But they're, like that's fine. That's fine. The same thing with the feint. Like that's fine. Like the feint is pretty stupid because it's just like, will he get the feint? We will see. And if you do, it's like a super long combo. But I'm okay with all that stuff though. That stuff is fine because you can ignore it with some characters like Goku, the blue one. He can ignore that. There's other characters that can obviously do it. I think Beerus, the red Goku, the God Goku. But like you can't ignore a Rising Rush like 9 out of 10 times. There's only a few characters that can because of sustained damage cut. But now there's other characters that just come in there and they're like, yo, what's sustained damage cut? And then it's like the Rising Rush just cuts through that. just gone. I don't know. Leave a like, drop a comment. Tell me what you think. Like honestly, I wanna know like if there's so much talking about this this whole Rise and Rush thing. If like 70% or even 80% of the community wants the Rise and Rush to be removed, why haven't they done it? Why haven't they like fulfilled what we want like more than ever? Like that's the only thing I want from this game, and then it would be perfect. It'd be the perfect mobile game if you want to be competitive, you want to play some PvP, even if you want to play casually. You can go ahead and keep the Rise and Rush in casual match. I don't care. I'm not playing casual match. You can keep the Rise and Rush in co-op because obviously you need it to take out that big enemy. You can just change the Rise and Rush in rating match. That's all they got to do. Alright guys, show me some love, like the video, so we can get the word out about this Rise and Rush and how trash it is, and we maybe they will answer my prayers. Alright. Oh man, I'm so pumped to actually play a game now. It's such a 10-minute drag about it, dude. Well though, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna let this last match play out real quick. After this match, you know, you can go enjoy your day. I mean, I'm not trying to lock you up here anyway, but if you want to stay, there's other videos you can click on. I'll probably put on the left or the right, I don't know exactly, but yeah, enjoy the match. All right, bye.
Let me show you what a Super Saiyan can do.